What up, sexy world travelers? It's your boy, Big Sexy, here with a big thank you to our big sexy world travelers. They're the folks who went over to bullwiththebutthole.com and subscribed to the podcast. I want to say a big shout out to Billy with Cruisehabit.com, Lee Popsicle, Margaret White, Angel Quell, Bree, Chris Lowry, Galen Diggs, Jesus, Joshua Tarr, Michael McKenna, Sebastian Robbins, and Smitty Scoop. If you would like to have your name read out before the show, just become a big, sexy world traveler and subscribe to the podcast. Swing on over to bullwiththebutthole.com and join the fun. Safe travels.
Am I supposed to do the thing?
Internet's glitchy.
All right, I guess this is the time where I'm supposed to jump in here, and I'm trying to be on camera and on mic at the same time. It's Judgmentalist coming at you with the 150th episode of Big Sexy Digital Nomad. We are back. Big Sexy's been doing this. But we've also got a special rewind guest. There's really been a constant guest, but you haven't heard from him in a while. We're going to see who it is right here on Big Sexy Digital Nomad. Here he is.
Do you recognize this voice, bitches? Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this is in your ear holes, I hope that's good. Welcome to episode 150. Holy shit.
I mean, I owe you guys. I owe you guys an apology because I do recall saying that I didn't think you'd make it past 3 episodes, and I'm sorry. So
Billy, we pre-recorded like 6 episodes before we dropped the first one, and felt the same way.
I mean, just because, listen, if I can't begin to tell you all of the things I have recorded and in some stage of done in Premiere Pro in my case. So just having something recorded doesn't mean it's out there. It is an accomplishment, and I'm glad you guys have kept up with it. I've enjoyed following along, and I'm not even hurt that you invited me on for 150 and not 100. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll probably get over it one day. But sincerely, it's really cool that you guys are still at it, and you're one of the things that I listen to when I am at the gym, because I don't understand how listening to music is helpful. It's not distracting for me at the gym, but you guys are.
Big Sexy's muted, but 100 was a great episode. 150 is going to be better, but the one that you really want to be part of is 250. For 250, we are going to be doing a UFC match right on the White House lawn. Right on the White House lawn. Like, it's going to be like something you have never seen before.
I want to laugh and cry. Yeah. At first I was like, where is he going with? And yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I assume that it's only going to cost like $100,000, and then you'll balloon that cost.
There will be fireworks. We're going to record live from the ballroom.
Yeah. So, bullwiththebutthole.com, we need to raise about $2 billion because Congress won't give it to us. And it's for your safety. So let's do it.
I will match all of the donations for that. One Zimbabwe dollar to the US dollar.
Beautiful.
So I'm putting that out there. That's a long-term offer.
So if you want to donate just go to bullwiththebutthole.com.
I was waiting for the sound. Like, wait, am I supposed to do it?
I
There we
pressed
go.
it. Like,
All right, so we need
when I press
two-
things,
we need 2 billion, right? And you're gonna match a Zimbabwe dollar per American dollar.
So if we hit the goal, what am I in for?
All right, so we need $2.4 billion now from the Patreons to offset the inflation rate and converting the currencies and gold toilets.
Gold toilets. I don't even know if Zimbabwe dollars are still used. I have a like mint condition. I think it's I want to say it's like a $50 billion note that I purchased for $3.75 shipped quite some time ago. But anywho, we'll see where we get with the donations. So I've been listening to the show, and but I want to know in the last couple of weeks, what have you guys been up to? Because I feel with the pace of news, and I think most will agree with this, no matter where someone sits on the political spectrum, where someone lives, with the pace of news lately, I have found it difficult to keep up with what my friends are doing because my ears and brain are just being bombarded by other things that are maybe exciting but not good exciting.
well, I've just been focused on recovery. Man, I'm trying to get back to my routine. Now that I'm back in Mexico, I mentioned that my voice clarity is getting better, but I'm losing some of the oomph behind it because my body is seizing up, which is a setback that hopefully we address when I do the hyperbaric chamber treatments. Supposedly, that's going to reoxygenate my brain, which will hopefully release some spasms and get everything firing like it's supposed to.
Well, here's hoping. I mean, honestly, you do sound so much better. And because I text you more than talk to you, unfortunately, I get my updates through the podcast. So I've been hearing that, but like in little leaps. So that's been good. And with the hyperbaric stuff coming up, that also means you can now scuba dive with less concern of a rapid ascent because you're going to the chamber anyway. So look at the time you're going to save now in diving.
Yeah, and there is an update on that. We're gonna go to Cancun for the treatments instead of Playa and save about $1,000.
That is not nothing.
Yeah, so the cost to get to Cancun and probably pay a nurse to go with me would be cheaper than just doing it here in Playa.
All right. Well, that's good. And not a terrible trip. It's not like you're going to Guadalajara.
No.
All right. Very good.
We're back to the States where it would cost you $100,000 more.
Yeah.
That part. I did look it up when I went back in the States. The nearest place was near, I think Newport. And the cost was like, for 10 sessions, I want to say $5,000 to $6,000.
That is both absurd and somehow less than I thought it was going to be at the same time.
Yeah.
Man.
I was surprised. I thought it'd be less considering how much diving happens in the U.S.
I mean, people buy a lot of gas too, but that price can go up. So
True that. True that. So you mentioned there were changes with Cruisehabit. At least I got your email about things changing. What can guests to cruisehabit.com expect?
Yeah, so man, I'll start and be honest and say that these changes are not inherently exciting for anyone but me, but they allow me to do more. And what I mean, without getting too far into the nerdy stuff, is I created the site probably, geez, what is it, 10 years? I should probably know that. I don't. Huh. Long time ago. And when I did, it was on the latest version of a content management system called Drupal, or Drupal, depending on who you ask, which some may be familiar with, some may be like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But it was there were a lot of major updates to that system that helps me manage the site, manage the speed, the security, the features, all of that over the years. And some of them were such big leaps that it wasn't like just a simple, like you get an upgrade notification and go kind of thing. It was like it's a considerable amount of work. And because of that, I just kept putting it off. Or actually, that's not true. Every once in a while, I would get like hours deep and realize that I was still like hundreds of hours to go, feel discouraged and give up. So I actually, I spent, I don't know, 40, 80 hours, somewhere in there. I don't know. But with a lot of help from some AI coding agents where, candidly, for those that think that's total just magic, it kind of is, but also it made a huge mess of everything, but made it functional so that I was able to then go manually clean things. So it took care of things I couldn't have, and then I took care of things that it didn't do as cleanly as I would have liked. What that means moving forward, in addition to a faster site that loads a little bit better, I made some minor visual updates. Actually, on the homepage, I made a big visual update, but the rest of it's just minor. It's better security, but more importantly, it makes it so that it's a lot easier for me to update things and add features that I want to add. So I'd been in this situation for a while that I would spend so much time once I started doing more and more video over on the Cruisehabit YouTube channel that I just kind of neglected the site a lot. And I didn't like that because there's some things that work better in video and there are some things that work better with the written word. And this has allowed me to pay a bit more attention to updating the site, putting good content out there. So I have some things I'm working on. There's a few new things on there on like the main page, but nothing earth shattering, to be honest. But maybe some helpful information for folks. I did add a drink package calculator, which if you're familiar with cruising, a big thing is that while there are lines that are we'll say more inclusive, that include alcoholic beverages with your fare, there are many lines that don't, but you have the option of adding that on at a daily price. And it gets confusing for folks to figure out whether or not that's worth it for them, right? Would I be better off just paying for each drink? And you have to think about the itinerary that you're sailing, what type of things you drink, and the cost that you're getting the package at. And there had been some calculators, there are some calculators out there already, but they didn't account for sales. They didn't account for what you're going to drink. They were just kind of rigid. And I wanted to build something better. So I did that and built the drink package calculator. You guys can check it out. And it's been pretty popular so far. I've made a couple tweaks and I'll continue to make tweaks. You can always send me feedback. Just find me Cruisehabit on Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, all of the things. There's a contact form on there. So that was one of my first, like, beyond just the prettying up and adding a couple new articles. That was the first thing that was like, man, cool. I got to do something neat. So that's fun. And now I got a whole bunch of videos in the can, and I must in the next couple weeks get at least one or two, I don't know how many it'll be, videos out to finish from my last Virgin sailing, because I'm going on a transatlantic crossing on the Queen Mary 2 coming up soon. And that is a very, very different thing from what most cruisers ever experience. And I want to make sure to be able to share that. It's exciting. I've done Cunard crossings before, but it's been decades. So I'm very excited about experiencing that and sharing that. Cunard is an old ocean liner company. They're now owned by Carnival Corporation. It's a totally different thing. And the way that I describe it for those not familiar is it's like cruising Titanic. Cruising Titanic. You'll see why I said that. Cruising Cunard on a crossing is kind of like the Titanic before the iceberg scene. It's more formal than I would like, I will admit, but it's one of the only occasions where I will voluntarily don a suit and tie, because it's just a cool experience that is not going to exist one day, right? I don't think there's going to be another ship doing regularly scheduled transatlantic crossings in this format that's going to come behind Cunard one day. So I don't know how, maybe it'll continue for decades, maybe it'll continue for not long, and I want to be able to experience that and share that. So that's really exciting. And I've got other things going on too, as far as cruises and projects I'm working on. But that's I got to finish some more stuff before I get on that ship.
Have you ever done a trans-Pacific cruise?
I have not. I have. Someone's very loudly knocking at my door. Sorry, that came across. I have not actually. The only time I've really been on a ship in the Pacific really was just going from let's see, where was that? Out of San Francisco up to Astoria before doing Alaska on a repositioning. So I've barely spent any time in the Pacific. Certainly have not put my feet in the Pacific waters, because as a Florida person, that's too damn cold.
Yeah, it's freaking cold.
But yeah, I'd love to do a Trans-Pacific one day, just to get to Oceania without the jet lag, to get out to New Zealand and Australia and
it's on our bucket list. Hopefully, we do one together. I think that would be amazing.
I would very much enjoy that. There are some people I would not be keen to be on a ship with for like, I don't know, 10, 14 days, but I would welcome that. I would love to do that one day. I am heading to Hawaii for the first time in about a month and a half, not on a ship, which is a very different thing for me. And I'm going to
on a ship.
Yeah, it's funny, about an hour ago I was looking at the itinerary and booking information for that trip. I have trips right before and right after that, so I'm doubting I'm going to be able to swing that time, but who knows, man. I make insane last minute decisions sometimes, so we'll see. But have you done Hawaii before?
I have, yes. Back in 2011 with my church family.
That's right. Yeah.
Which was a crazy experience, because it's a moment that my entire church community found out that everybody calls me Big Sexy.
And this is your coming out party.
I become cruise ship famous, as you know. So there was on the way back, there were shows. So on the way there, you did classes, and then on the way back, we performed. So when one of them was a choir, and they called everybody individually, and when they called me out, the entire ship erupted, go, Big Sexy, Big Sexy, Big Sexy. And I see my church family just looking around going, what the hell is happening? Oh my, what is this? So now, even to this day, when they see me, they go, hey, Big Sexy, how you doing? I'm good. You've had over 20 years to get used to my name.
It's funny. I actually got an ask from Annette from Touring Cruises Travel, my sponsor. She pinged me a couple weeks ago asking what your legal name was, because I think she was trying to quote something out or look into something for you. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot. And the only reason that I have ever known, and it was after several years of knowing you, was because of your mom.
Right. Yeah. I
So
know. If people need my legal name, I'll give it to them. But if you don't need it, Big Sexy will suffice.
I never asked. I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But
And you know,
like all
okay.
things in life, moms let out the secrets.
Mom would tell you my nickname as a child, and I hate that. But
Oh,
it's just what she calls me. So, I don't expect her to change at 80 years old. It'll be cool. We're going, the Hawaii cruise will be over her birthday. So we're going to
that's right.
celebrate her birthday on the ship.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I'm going to put
I'll
it
be
on my
able
calendar
to
so
come.
nothing else gets scheduled over that. And yeah, you got time, man. You got like 6 months. Think about how far you've made it in the last 6 months. If you
That's true.
can keep up that pace, that's a damn good pace. Shit, 6 months. I mean, listen, you got way bigger challenges than I do. I would never take that away. But I just feel old. 6 months ago, like my rotator cuff started flaring up again. Still, I putting on this ridiculous shirt this morning. I had to kneel on the ground because I was like, I put my arm through the sleeve wrong. So in 6 months, I can't put a shirt on still. So I think at least your pacing is good. I know lots of hard ups and downs for you guys, but your pacing is good. And we can compare. Hopefully maybe I can make it on there, and if not, we need to compare Hawaii notes, because when I'm going, said I'm doing it on land, and I'm going to be at actually 3 different places because I'm going for kind of 3 different reasons. I got this weird, and then I'll tie this real quick into the name of this podcast. In fact, so I got a year ago, a buddy of mine called me up and he's like, "Hey man, do you want to go to my wedding in Hawaii?" Now it's not a destination wedding because he's from Hawaii. He lives here in South Florida, but he's from there. He goes back there frequently. His family's there. And I was like, man, that's a long damn trip. But send me an invite. Who knows? Maybe I'll be in the neighborhood. And then for completely unrelated reasons, I book a trip to Hawaii and I look at the calendar. I'm like, isn't that right when Tom's getting married?
Nice.
So I hit him up. I was like, I hope you were serious and not aren't going to be upset that you're paying for 2 more meals now, because I'm there, man. So it's going to be a weird trip, and I'm going to work a couple days there. And this is why I say I'm going to tie it into the name of the show real quick, because for those that don't know, I'm not really a digital nomad in the way that some people are with work, where they're always in, they're never at a home base. I have a home base here in South Florida, but I work from wherever because I like traveling. I like getting to go different places, see people, and I get a lot of vacation, but not all of it. Every day I wake up and think about how badly I want to retire, which in fairness, I could retire today. I would just have to be okay with being very poor. That's not exactly what I was going for. So anywho, I work from all over.
That's the funny thing about the name of the podcast is we've been doing this for almost 3 years, maybe over 3 years. And I've never been a digital nomad. Like I've never had an income while
I've thought about
abroad.
raising this before, actually. Maybe we did talk about this. I don't know. If you guys ever wanted to do an episode, be like, hey, if you search this podcast and found it because you're looking for information about digital nomading, this is the episode. And at least I can talk about some of the tricks, challenges, and whatnot. Because I've worked from probably, 15 different countries over the years and on ships. And so I'm going to be working some from Hawaii, but I'll also be working. I'm going to the UK in a month, less than that, I think. Like I said, to come back across on the Queen Mary 2, and I'll be working a couple days on that crossing. And I'm realizing now that while I've dealt with time zone shifts and when am I going to work, like so that it's not miserable for me, but that's so that if some overlap with my coworkers, find a good middle ground there. One, I've never done it 6 time zones to the west before, which is what I'll be doing for Hawaii. And for the crossing, I'm like, I can't wrap my head around what time zone I'm going to be in on those days, because it's going to change every single day. So I'm terrified to work out the meetings and whatnot. I mean, you can at least use like timeanddate.com and websites like that to help you when you know what time zone you're going to be in. But yeah, I should probably figure that out. I did recently change out both my work and personal laptop to lighten my backpack, partially because of that shoulder thing. Lighten my whole backpack with all my world in it by several pounds. That helped. But yeah, be doing some nomading in that process before getting back to doing stuff in the Caribbean on Celebrity Excel, which I'm really excited about. I love Ed Sheeran's ships, and that's the newest one. So I'm going to be doing that, hosting a group on there. Shameless plug. I should probably check the URL, huh? Is it Excel Group Cruise?
Not a bad idea.
Excel Group Cruise. Let's see.
I mean, that's what the interview series became, because I interviewed digital nomads, right? So I full on thought I'd become a digital nomad when we started this. But, 3 years in, I'm enjoying just being the entertainer and the writer.
I mean, it's, you doing all sorts of work on yourself right now, but the entertainer writer part, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like that's probably less stressful than like a 9-to-5 grind digital nomad kind of thing.
Oh, very much.
Everyone's got different things, right? Some people, they're setting their own time, they're doing their own gigs, but some people, they're trying to keep up some stateside job while on the move and things like that. And that's, when you can at least do it on your terms. Mm-hmm.
My wife is a digital nomad. I mean, she works online. She's a breadwinner, which is wonderful, because I get the freedom to do whether I can. Right now, I have the freedom to recover, which is the most important thing. It can be stressful, but we're making a great team, her and I, which, as a recording, today is our wedding anniversary.
Did not know that. Happy anniversary. I will
Thank you.
I'll be sending your lovely bride a message.
Thank you. It's been 9 years, which is a long fucking time. but doesn't seem that long.
You got married 3 months before me. Did you also get married in Vegas?
Yep.
Yeah, we got married in Vegas. It seems like 3 months after you, because we got 9 years, right? So 17, 2017.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's when we end of August, but yeah, 2017.
Where did you get married?
The High Roller.
All right, we talked about this.
Yeah. We stole it. We just kind of snuck on, and we're like, "Hey guys, we're doing a wedding today." You random ass dudes that are in this car
was not Alaska. Arranged with the venue.
No. We just booked the tickets, and we booked the and I don't know if it still works this way, because I'm talking about the before times. In the before times, and probably they're probably back to normal by now, you had 2 options when you booked on the High Roller. You either booked a regular ticket, or you booked an all-inclusive bar cart ticket. And what would happen is they don't have specific pods that have the bar cart in them. The bar cart wheels on and off. So when they have a grouping of people that have selected the all-inclusive option, when the pod comes down and is ready to load the people on, they load the bar cart on too. with the bartender. So we selected the bar cart option for two reasons. Number one, we were going to drink. Number two, we were guaranteed to have an independent witness in the bartender that was running the bar cart if there was nobody else on the thing to sign the marriage certificate. And we ended up having two guys who I think were there from Alaska or something like that. They were like, hey, you're going to witness a wedding. Are you guys okay with that? Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, they're in Vegas. Any random ass thing that pops up in Vegas, everybody's down. Or you got to get out of town. You don't belong there. So that's what we did.
That's wild. That, you know, awesome. I'll give you random trivia. So I'm kind of a Disney parks nerd. Before Disney World had wedding packages that they will sell you for however much you're thinking, more.
Much more.
They didn't really allow weddings, but like some people would just show up and do it, right? So that became a thing, and that's when they were like, we could probably capitalize on that. But now there's a hybrid thing that happens because there's still that spirit of wanting to do that. There are people that understandably are like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to spend $4 bajillion for this wedding, which, by the way, if you want like in front of the castle or something, is going to happen at 6 a.m. or some absurd hour. So Disney doesn't want you just doing a guerrilla wedding, but people will sneak in. So people will go in with like clothes over whatever they're going to wear for the wedding and just like pop up in front of the castle real quick, drop that outer layer, knock it out, pictures, and dip. And so I love the idea that like in that case, it's you know, you kind of got to be sneaky about it. In your case, Judge, it seems like it was less having to be sneaky, but like it was literally a moving target.
It absolutely was.
It kind of makes it funny. I dig that.
So next year, we definitely have to all plan a cruise because it'll be our 10-year anniversary. And apparently yours too, Judge.
Yeah.
So we'll do a group 10-year anniversary cruise. Probably on Virgin Voyages.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
It'll also be the 11-year anniversary of Cruisehabit.com cruise. You registered that domain on January 10th of 2016, by the way.
Thank you.
So you were spot on with the 10-year guesstimate.
Wow. I didn't even have a party back in January. Well, it's pretty cool. Thank you for checking that. I really was not. I could not recall.
Oh, and speaking of which, it's 362 Zimbabwe dollars to every U.S. dollar.
So yeah, all right. So if we hit the 2 billion, I'm pretty screwed. But I think you know, I think I could probably match it for the first bunch.
You'd be okay, whatever we get, because you know
I might be able to fill the gap with a couple of Egyptian notes that I have from a couple of years back when I was there. They're probably worth somewhere similar to the Zimbabwe money. Boy, oh boy, did we get shit every time that we tried to buy anything from anybody, like the local selling, you know, whatever souvenirs. That all they wanted was American currency. They're like, no, we don't want that. I'm like, I'm looking around like, no, this is here. This is your money.
It's like the shadow economy in Venezuela. A lot of the Venezuelan economy runs on people using Zelle, which is just a U.S. bank construct. But enough people have friends and relatives that'll spin up a U.S. bank account, and people buy things and pay each other with Zelle because it's just the situation there and the currency fluctuation for so long was so wild. It's kind of.
I know you have at 2:00, so you gotta go.
Oh, shit. Yes, I do. Thank you. If you could just, I'm going to forward you my calendar. If you could just keep tabs on me all the time, then I have to make up fewer lies. Like when I join a meeting, I go, sorry, I had an emergency, you know, and back to back, you guys know how it is. Meanwhile, it's like, I was scrolling Reddit. I'm glad to be here for 150 and happy to come on and talk about stuff. I'll also shamelessly note, by the way, another great podcast, very different from you guys, that I'm going to go watch a recording of. If anyone wants to come along, you mentioned Virgin in October. Stuff you should know. A podcast I really like from the howstuffworks.com folks. They're recording on, is it Valiant? I think it's Valiant, on a Bermuda sailing in October.
Stuff you should know.
Yeah, check that out. It's just every episode is just like some random topic about something you should know. It could be an invention, could be a historical event, a historic event, could be anything. Yeah, check it out. But
Will do.
yeah, let's not wait so long before we do this again. I can talk a lot. You give me a topic and I'll just start rambling anytime you guys want.
It was nice to see Judge. I hadn't seen him since he came down here.
Since I was down there, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's and by the way, the Mexico thing, when you're down there, if next time you could just schedule it not when I have a conflict. I was all ready to go down there and I forgot what was going on, and I had something that was like it might have been my cousin's wedding. I don't remember. So I was bummed I didn't get to.
To be fair, Judge scheduled it to get out of another conflict.
Shh. This is people are going to hear this. All right.
No, they won't. No, they won't. Nobody who cares listens to this podcast.
Did I pick the date specifically for reasons? Yes.
Yes, for reasons.
I just,
I'm flexible. So he said, "How about this day?" I said, "Of course, whenever you want."
I wish I could have done that, because it's not that I didn't want to go to my cousin's wedding, but I have too many weddings this year.
Well, Billy, if you ever want to come to hang out in Playa, you have an open invitation.
I'm overdue for a trip.
Just tell
I'm
the
overdue for a
days,
trip.
and we'll make it work.
And then we can record a live episode.
That would be amazing. That would be awesome. Okay.
Well, let's make it a date. And yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Let's do the housekeeping. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, swing on over to bullthebutthole.com. I think the sound's going to play visually. And I hope you guys can hear it, because I don't hear anything. Just remember, check out the website, go to cruisehabit.com and look at all the new stuff. Go to cruisehabit.com/BSDN.
That's cruisehabit.com/BSDN. See, now you don't even have to find the file.
Yeah.
But check out that drink calculator. It's right on the right-hand side, just below the little social media icons. It is everything that Billy said that it was. So you will literally drop down the cruise line that you're on, so it knows the pricing. You can adjust it if you've got some sort of special promotion, and you can tell it how much of a lush or how little of a lush you are, and it will do the math for you based on your sailing and everything like that, which is, I think it's important math.
Good to know. Thank you for tuning into Big Sexy Digital Nomad. And in the meantime,
safe travels.
Safe travels.
Safe travels.
It's like the way.
Thank you, guys. I look forward to chatting again soon.
Indeed. Okay, thank you, Billy.